What we're hoping for, we're hoping for the outcomes of this event is that those C-level folks will really kind of understand what they're up against. We'll go back and we'll talk to their teams and say, how are we protecting ourselves? What are we doing? And then, Xigent is really about taking the focus less off of directly what is IT doing and more on how is this actually going to affect our business outcomes, right? So our stance on the security issues is let's not just protect ourselves. Let's make sure that we're protecting ourselves because it's going to affect our bottom line. It's going to keep our reputation from being dragged through the mud. We all saw what happened when Target was affected. Let's make sure that we don't lose customer data. There's a statistic out there that says something like over 70% of businesses that lose their customer data at some point eventually go out of business from that event. And so what we need to make sure is that they're looking at it from a business standpoint and not simply from a computer nerd standpoint. A lot of times at the C level, they say, well, the IT guys will take care of all the stuff they need to. We don't need to worry about it. But that's just not true. They need to worry about it because it's going to affect money, it's going to affect reputation, it's going to affect business data, it's going to affect their ability to move forward and to innovate and those sorts of things. And so that's what we're hoping this event will open their eyes to, is that these are business issues and no longer relegated to the basement IT team only. We want to make sure that they're aware of them, the consequences that could come from these things, and that they're going back and they're being proactive with their IT teams to keep things moving forward. If there were issues that were non-IT related that could possibly bankrupt a company, could possibly ruin a company's reputation, the C-level folks would be all over it. And we want to continue to raise that awareness and make IT and security more of a focus for those business objective decisions. Xigent Solutions feels that IT is directly involved in a lot of those things, and therefore we need to make sure that we consider the business outcomes as they relate to IT. How can IT help you get there? How can we make sure that we're utilizing your infrastructure in the most efficient way? How can we make sure you're not overspending in IT, but that we've got adequate resources, that we're providing the right tools that are necessary, not just for the IT team, but for all of your users in general. If your data is not available, if your data is encrypted through the malware, if your data is simply offline, your business becomes incredibly inefficient and you're losing money, not just in the IT realm, but in lost productivity. And so Xigent Solutions is all about business efficient infrastructure and making sure that your business outcomes are aligned with your IT strategy and processes.